Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, April 3rd. We have all you need to know about the increasing cost of living prices in State College, as well as details on changes in the town's water system.
We also have updates on indictment of former President Donald Trump, along with weather, sports, and entertainment. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Carlos Garcia.
And I'm Morgan Suppes.
As home values and sale prices keep climbing in 2023, rent is also on the rise in the State College area. Rental housing and data analytics firm RentHub reports that the median rent in State College increased by 38% between February 2022 and 2023. As of March 25th, the area's midpoint rent in February checked in at nearly $1,500. The 16801 zip code, which covers the southwestern State College area and other surrounding parts, posted a median rent of just over $1,400 in February, an almost 40% increase from last year. Zillow is also reporting that the median rent in State College for all sizes and property types checks in at about $1,750 for March, up roughly $350 from last year.
Beginning this Friday, the State College Borough Water Authority will no longer add fluoride to its water. The change comes after months of public debate and the resignation of a board member. The vote was based on peer-reviewed studies that suggest fluoride may cause negative health effects and environmental contamination. However, local dentists and hygienists are pushing back against the vote, saying that the committee, quote, ignored decades of evidence that fluoridated water is safe and effective, and warned of a rise in tooth decay.
A Maryland teenager is awaiting charges for their high-speed chase with Pennsylvania state troopers after fleeing a traffic stop in Center County. The 16-year-old driver was stopped driving a Ford Escort. The incident occurred around 2:15 a.m. last Sunday near mile marker 65 on Interstate 99 southbound. The reason for why the state trooper initiated the stop has not been disclosed, but the driver fled at a, quote, high rate of speed, eventually crashing into a creek on Reese Hollow Road.
A 15-year-old is facing charges after assaulting a State College police officer and an elderly homeowner during a burglary. Police say the incident happened on early Saturday morning in the 100 block of West Main Street in Boalsburg. Police say the teen broke into the home, assaulted the homeowner, and then took off. The teen then allegedly charged at and assaulted an officer who responded to the scene. The teen is being charged with burglary and aggravated assault. He's being held at the Central County's Youth Center. April finally brought some warm weather to State College. But what conditions can we expect to see this upcoming week? Hannah George with Campus Weather Service has more details in tonight's weather report. Take a look.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening from the Penn State Campus Weather Service. I'm Hannah George. I hope you all are having a beautiful day so far. Taking a look at a time lapse over the Arboretum this morning. Beautiful sunrise as usual. It's going to stay pretty clear skies out there as we move on to the lunch hours. And you're going to see some clouds start to move in afternoon. Those clouds get pretty thick there for a second, but they are starting to clear out once again. You can see over the hub as we look out over downtown that's that way. A little bit cloudier out that way, but we're looking at a current temperature of 63 degrees right now. That feels like is 63 as well. Pretty calm wind-wise, so definitely a beautiful day. If you can get outside, get outside. But you're going to have some chances for that later in the week as well, especially tomorrow. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Right now, looking at temperatures throughout the state, we're seeing peaks in places like Altoona, Harrisburg. Pittsburgh's also at 66 out there. Mainly seeing mid-60s throughout the state right now. A couple places are outliers up in the northwestern part of the state, like Erie seeing 54 and Bradford at 59, but mainly mid-60s out there. A really nice day. Taking a look at most of the eastern part of the country here, actually the whole country as we zoom on out even more. You can see places down here in this more southeastern part of the country are seeing some pretty warm temperatures. 92 degrees in Abilene, Texas, and most of Texas has seen an increase throughout this early start of the week. 85 in Tampa, that sounds really warm, but for Tampa in April, 85 isn't really that far off from their normal. Maybe a bit later in the April, it's a bit more normal, but still pretty normal for the most part. Taking a look at a temperature change we have seen here in the last 24 hours throughout this northeastern part of the state. We've seen a big increase happening. Columbus, 22-degree increase in the last 24 hours. And as you saw here, most of Pennsylvania has seen somewhere in the mid-teens of an increase, but places a little bit more south, like Atlanta, they're actually seeing a decrease in temperatures, and as well as this midwestern part of the country where they're actually seeing some sort of wintry precipitation happen out there for some parts, but that's not going to be the case for them for long. Do not fear for them. They're going to be getting some warmer temperatures in the next week or so here. You can see they're a hot spot for warmer temperatures. We're still seeing a little bit of warm going on, not a lot warmer, but we're already pretty warm for April. We cannot be complaining too much here. On the radar right now, it's a little hard to see, but there's some precipitation moving along here and some precipitation moving along down below us. And it's basically just creating a little slot in Pennsylvania that is not getting any precipitation for now. Looking a bit further out, you can see as we move on here overnight tonight, that slot's still happening. We're pretty clear here for the most part. Tuesday is going to be probably a pretty clear day for the most part. You can see those splotches of green. We saw some tonight, and we're seeing some as we move into Tuesday that have a little chance of hitting us, but for the most part, that's probably not going to happen. But Wednesday, that chance for precipitation definitely increases. You can see those clouds building on up. And let's look a bit further out here. You can see once again, we're starting here at Tuesday night as we move into Wednesday. It gets pretty cloudy. Here we are Wednesday evening. That precipitation is more than likely going to be covering the State College area. So we're going to be getting some rain there. And Thursday, this system is going to be moving on in here as well, seeing some showers throughout the day here, probably in State College. That's going to clear on out for Friday, though. Leave Friday a pretty clear, sunny day for the most part. Maybe some patches of clouds, but mainly a clear day is what we're going to see out there. And Saturday will be pretty clear as well. Once again, patches of clouds possible, but a pretty clear day, and that'll extend into your weekend. Sunday should be pretty sunny as well. Tonight we're going to be seeing a low of 45. As mentioned, a small chance of rain, but that small chance continues in tomorrow, and it really isn't too likely. There will be some clouds out there, as I have mentioned and showed you. Tomorrow we're going to be seeing a high of 72 degrees out there. It's going to be pretty sunny for the most part, like I said, an absolutely beautiful day. And those temperatures are going to continue to increase. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast here. As mentioned tonight, that low of 45, and tomorrow that high of 72 with some sun out there. A low of 55. Isn't that crazy? And Wednesday is even crazier with that high of 76 degrees. A chance for some showers later in the day. Wednesday is going to be nice for most of this northeastern part of the country. You go a little south of PA, places like Morgantown are going to be getting into the 80s there for a second. Absolutely beautiful start to April we're having here, but those April showers, they're here, they're real. It's not just a funny little quote to say. Those April showers will hopefully bring May flowers as we see some stronger showers happening here on Thursday. Still a high of 63, a little bit cooler, but still pretty warm. But those showers are going to be pretty strong out there. Make sure you have an umbrella if you're heading somewhere. Friday, temperatures decrease, but like I said, that beautiful sunny weekend. If you celebrate Easter, it's going to be a great time to get out there and just enjoy this nice weekend. That high gets a little bit higher on Saturday with a high of 57 degrees, and those lower temperatures still sticking around. But Sunday, you see those temperatures get up there then with a high of 64 degrees, sunny and a bit warmer out there. Beautiful weekend we're going to have there. All right, that's all from me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and a beautiful day. I'm Hannah George for the Penn State Campus Weather Service.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Olivia Dunn with your sports update. It's now official, Mike Rhoades is the new head coach for Penn State men's basketball. The announcement came Wednesday from the Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Pat Kraft, followed by an inaugural press conference at the Bryce Jordan Center. Rhoades was previously the head coach at Virginia Commonwealth University and has been a collegiate head coach for 19 seasons. The Pennsylvania native has 373-189 record with 7 NCAA tournament appearances. Rhoades said in a statement, quote, "I can't wait to get to work." He is the 15th head coach in the program's history following Micah Shrewsbury, who accepted a head coaching position at Notre Dame. Penn State men's lacrosse defeated Ohio State Saturday 17-9, making the Lions 1-1 in the Big Ten. The game saw a large turnout from fans, as well as saw graduate student attacker and midfielder Jack Traynor, sophomore attacker Matt Traynor, and senior midfielder Matt Costin rack up hat tricks for the Lions. The game seemed to be tight until the third quarter, where the Nittany Lions went on an 8-goal run. The game saw 10 different goal scorers and an impressive defensive
performance led by sophomore goalkeeper Jack Fruscion. The Nittany Lions are currently ranked number 11 and have improved their record overall 6-3. They will host Johns Hopkins this Saturday, April 8th. Moving back to basketball, LSU women's basketball are now national champions after their 102-85 victory over Iowa on Sunday. This is the Tigers' first national championship and head coach Kim Mulkey's fourth, who coached the Tigers in a signature eye-catching pantsuit. Mulkey ran a Piece It Together campaign with her team this season, assembling 9 transfers and freshmen to create one national championship team. Some of those transfers included Jasmine Carson and Last Tier Poa, who combined to make 6 of 6 three-pointers in the first half. The Tigers kept a strong lead through the game despite Iowa's Caitlin Clark, the National Player of the Year guard. Clark scored 30 points, becoming the tournament's single tournament lead scorer. The Tigers returned home from Dallas to Baton Rouge on Monday with a trophy in hand. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Carly Knowlton has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with David Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Carly Knowlton with your entertainment update. The Student Programming Association, more commonly known as SPA, recently announced that Penn State will be hosting Trevor Wallace for a free stand-up comedy show. It will be held tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Schwab Auditorium. Wallace now has over 16 million followers across all social media platforms. He received the 2020 Shorty Award for Best Comedy and has over 2.5 billion online views. He has been featured on Comedy Central, Barstool Sports, MTV, and others. Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum group Casting Crowns are extending their Healer Tour to 33 more U.S. cities in 2023. Among those stops will be at the Bryce Jordan Center, where they will be performing this upcoming Friday at 7 p.m., with doors opening at 6. Special guests include We Are Messengers and Ben Fuller. In 2013, the band received a Grammy for Best Contemporary Christian Music Album. In both 2018 and 2020, the band won a Grammy for Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance and Song. Ticket sales are starting as low as $19. One ticket option includes a VIP add-on, which will include a signed CD, a pre-show Q&A, early entry, and a merch discount. Casting Crowns is just one of many top performers to come to the BJC this spring. Kid Leroy paid a visit to Happy Valley last week, and field reporter Natalie Simone has the details. Take a look.
I'm outside the Bryce Jordan Center where Penn State students and fans are slowly filing in to watch the Kid Leroy and Jeremy Zucker perform. On Monday, March 27th, Penn State student fans visited the BJC to watch the Kid Leroy perform. Earlier that day, he held a meet and greet outside the Hub Robeson Center and gave fans free hats and shirts. Outside the concert, I spoke to one fan waiting to get in.
My boy Danny, he did the open verse that Kid Leroy left on Instagram, and he is actually going to be opening and going out on stage and performing with him tonight.
Although the Kid Leroy seems to be earning all the attention, the 19-year-old artist will be joined with Jeremy Zucker for the entire Bleed For You tour.
I got my ticket tonight. I wasn't expecting to be here, but I'm so pumped to be here. I was a huge Juice WRLD fan in high school, and my friend loves the Kid Leroy. Like, he was just on his Instagram a few hours ago. He's a big fan, so I'm just happy to be here for him. It's a big night for him, honestly.
The Kid Leroy had highly anticipated fans and a special student performer who earned his spot on stage. The students entered the BJC with a smile that everyone hopes lasted all night.
Kid Leroy made sure to make his mark in Happy Valley, especially after his afternoon on the Hub lawn. The Country Music Television Music Awards took place last night at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. The event was hosted by Kelsey Ballerini and Kane Brown, both of whom were nominees this year. Kane and his wife Caitlin made history by becoming the first husband and wife duo to win the coveted Video of the Year award with their song Thank God. Country singer Jelly Roll also took home 3 trophies, and Shania Twain received the CMT Equal Pay Award. Carrie Underwood remains as the CMT Award all-time winner with 25 wins total, but did not take home any trophies this year. For Group Video of the Year, the Zac Brown Band won Out in the Middle, and the winners for the most collaborative video of the year went to Hardy and Lainey Wilson for Wait in the Truck. That's all for your entertainment update. After the break interview, Danielle Dempsey will be speaking with Abby Jarecki, the current marketing director and next president of TEDx PSU. Stay tuned.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How do you say
I know.
she like continues to hold her values and everything though? And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
A natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State, Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Danielle Dempsey. With me tonight, I have Abby Jarecki, the current marketing director and next president of TEDx PSU. Abby, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So can you explain what is TEDx PSU?
All right, so TEDx PSU is Penn State's independently run, student-run TEDx Talk conference, which is super exciting that we have all of the TEDx magic right here in Happy Valley. We typically hold our conference in Schwab Auditorium, and we love having all of our TED speakers come to the main stage and share their ideas worth spreading.
Great. And what events does TEDx PSU have coming up?
So we're always working towards that annual conference, which is typically in February. We're always looking for new speakers, new talent, and new team members. We're currently working towards recruiting for our team, making sure we have the right people to create our conference in February, and also looking for speakers. So speaker applications are coming out very soon, and we're so excited to see everyone's ideas.
That's awesome. And around how many speakers do you guys have per TED Talk event?
We typically have 10 to 12, and it's an array of speakers with so many different topics. So you sit in Schwab Auditorium and you watch our talks and you hear so many ideas all in the same place.
Yeah. Are there any specific examples of speakers that have stood out to you?
There are so many speakers who have stood out to me. We've had speakers who are students at Penn State, from colleges like Smeal to the College of Engineering to College of Liberal Arts to Schreier, and professors from Penn State University Park to World Campus. So there's just so many amazing people, so much great talent, and especially people that we fly in to. So we have nationwide talent. A ton stick out to me from our archives.
Yeah, it's great that you have such a variety so that you can hear a bunch of different experiences. It's not just the same thing from everyone.
Not at all.
So if you could have anyone present a TED Talk at Penn State, who would you choose?
So I would definitely choose Brene Brown, who is an author, and she gave a TED Talk about a decade ago about the power of vulnerability. And that is something that we talk about at every single TED meeting, how being vulnerable allows you to tell a really powerful story. So I'd love to hear what she has to say a decade later, especially in post-pandemic and like highly digital world.
Right. That would definitely be very interesting for students to hear too.
Totally.
And you are currently serving as the marketing director for TEDx PSU. Can you talk about that role and your responsibilities?
Marketing is great because I like to think of marketing as promoting these ideas. We use our speakers as the content and the talent, asking them for certain spotlights. And for example, this past year, our theme was blurring the line. And we asked speakers, how do you blur the line? Which is a very abstract idea, but it kind of comes to, blurring the lines between real and not real, or different spectrums. And it's just the coolest thing to see what our speakers have to say before the conference. So we definitely make sure to promote that on our socials and using blogs and newsletters for that.
Yeah, that's incredible. And it was just recently announced that you would be the next director and president of TEDx PSU. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
So what are your goals for TEDx PSU during your presidency?
So I've been working with TED for 3 years and definitely grown so much throughout that. I want everyone on our team to have that same experience and learn more about themselves through like the power of TED Talks, and put on an amazing conference in February, and have an amazing group of speakers and a team that is super excited and empowered to, let that talent share their ideas.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited for the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me about TEDx PSU. And I can't wait to see what's in the future for y'all.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Up next, Carlos and Morgan will bring you the latest news from across the nation. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with David Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment. We are Red Carpet News.
Former President Donald Trump is facing more than 30 counts related to business fraud in an indictment from a Manhattan grand jury. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office has been investigating the former president and his alleged role in a hush money payment scheme. He allegedly attempted to cover up his relationship with adult film star Stormy Daniels, which dates back to the 2016 presidential election. Trump is expected to appear in court tomorrow, which would be the first time in American history that a current or former president has faced criminal charges. The indictment has been filed under seal and will be announced in the coming days. The charges are not publicly known at this time.
The U.S. Department of Justice is suing Norfolk Southern Railway over environmental damages caused by the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. The department says it wants to hold the company accountable for, quote, unlawfully polluting the nation's waterways and to ensure it pays the full cost of the environmental cleanup. The chemicals spilled in early February leaked into local rivers and led to a citywide evacuation. The Norfolk Southern CEO, Alan Shaw, has repeatedly apologized for the event and has pledged to pay for the cleanup, already spending almost $28 million to help the Ohio community.
Hundreds of people are now home after evacuating their Minnesota town due to a train derailment and fire early Thursday. Minnesota officials said the BNSF train contained ethanol and corn syrup and derailed around 1 a.m. in Raymond, roughly 100 miles west of Minneapolis. This prompted the evacuation of roughly all 250 homes in the town, as they were within half a mile of the derailment. The nation has been increasingly focused on railroad safety since the February 3rd Norfolk Southern derailment, which prompted several thousand evacuations in and around East Palestine near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border.
More changes come to the Minneapolis Police Department in the 3 years since the death of George Floyd. The city of Minneapolis and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights has signed a court-enforceable settlement agreement to rework policing in the city. This comes after an investigation found police department had engaged in, quote, a pattern of race discrimination for at least a decade. The city made national headlines back in 2020 after Derek Chauvin, a white police officer, knelt on Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes, resulting in Floyd's death. Chauvin was convicted of murder, and he and 3 other officers are serving prison terms. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.